Okay, joining us now, let me see that bottle real quick. I'm going to hold it up real quick. I've got Chris Borgman with Law's Whiskey House. He is one of the part of the sales team, the marketing team with this amazing distillery located right in the Denver area, right, Chris?
Yeah, Denver. We're on 1420 South Acoma Street, so just south of I-25, a block west of Broadway.
Now, let's talk about the history of Law's. I mean, you told me off camera that, I mean, obviously a lot of people know who you are. A lot of people come to the tasting room. You distribute a lot around the mountains and the restaurants and the liquor stores. But what brought you to the festival? How'd you get into that thing? And has it been fun so far?
Oh, this is actually our first year up here. A guy contacted us about being part of the Whiskey Wranglers event that was yesterday. So it's kind of a barbecue and whiskey pairing thing.
Oh, cool. How was that?
It was good. Yeah, it was a pretty good turnout, and we were positioned right next to the rodeo, so got to see some live action.
Did you find a lot of people coming over saying, "Oh my God, Law's"?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people know about us, but there's still a lot of people who don't. So it was good to talk with some people and tell them about what we do and how we do it. Now,
we talked off camera also. Everything is done right in our state. That's one of the things that makes Law's so special. Every bit from start to finish.
Yeah, right? So we kind of refer to ourselves as a grain to bottle distillery. So meaning we're doing everything from when the grain comes in to when it goes in the bottle, and everything we're using comes from Colorado as well. So we get grain from southern Colorado, San Luis Valley, outside Alamosa. That's where we source our wheat, rye, and barley, and then corn coming out of eastern Colorado.
Now you make straight whiskey. We talked about this. Straight. They're all straight whiskey. But what are the different types of whiskey people can get with Law's? And it's a focus on whiskey. Period.
Yeah. So we're called Law's Whiskey House. We just make whiskey, and most of that is bourbon and rye for all intents and purposes. We do some other single grain expressions and some one-off stuff, but for all intents and purposes, we make a 4-grain bourbon as our kind of traditional mash, and then we do a straight rye whiskey. So straight whiskey has to be minimum 2 years, new white oak, no added coloring, flavoring, essentially just grain, yeast, water, and thyme. And then we do a bottled and bond version too. So
yeah, what does that mean, bottled and bond?
So this goes back. This predates Prohibition. It was the first government act in American whiskey. So it was 1897 was the Bottled and Bond Act, meaning it had to come from a single distillery. So it's not a blended or sourced whiskey. Has to be made in a single season, which is a 6-month period out of the year, and then has to use grain from a single season. So it's a vintage product, and has to be aged minimum 4 years and bottled at 100 proof. So we're the only Colorado distillery doing a bonded whiskey, and one of very few outside Kentucky.
Congratulations, that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
All right, so another question for you. For me personally, is this a whiskey that I would like to just sip on the rocks or sip it neat, or would I want to share it with something else to bring out some more flavor? How are people drinking?
Yeah, I mean, we say however you like to drink it is a good way to do it.
Of course,
but
right?
yes, it is a premium whiskey, so I enjoy it best neat, or maybe with a little bit of water, 1 cube. The problem when you drink whiskey with too much ice, you don't get much of the flavor.
Unless you drink it fast, because then that ice is going to water it down, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to drink it fast. You want to sip and enjoy it.
Sure. So, it's great. It's great neat. It's great on the rocks.
Okay.
But it does actually play in some good cocktails too, especially the rye. It's fun.
I love it. So what's the best website to find out more?
LawsWhiskeyHouse.com. So.
And if you're down in Denver, Tacoma Street, what was the street again?
Acoma, 1420 South Acoma. Block west of Broadway, south of I-25.
That's where the distillery is. That's where the tasting room is. And if people want to come by, find out more, try this, try some of the other options. If they can't be here, or if the events that you're in, the grand tasting, which is sold out, people that are there are going to be able to taste it. No one else can, though. So they need to come to the whiskey tasting house, go to the liquor stores locally, right?
Yeah, and we're in a handful of bars, restaurants up here in the valley, too. So you should be able to find us at any major kind of whiskey cocktail bar.
Chris, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy your time in the mountains, and enjoy your time here at the 12th Annual Beaver Creek Wine and Spirits Festival. We'll be right back.